everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Starraptor and this is my spoiler-free review for The Defenders Season 1 on Netflix. So, The Defenders are comprised of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Danny Rand. It's really hard to get into a good plot synopsis without giving anything away. So, to keep it simple, it's these four drastically different characters coming together, reluctantly rather, and trying to get rid of this evil that is threatening New York City. So I'm going to get right into my positives, and the first thing I want to say is I'm happy this is actually only 8 episodes. Now usually these standalone seasons of the characters have been about 13, as is most Netflix original series, but they condensed it to 8 episodes, which actually left out a lot of the filler that we've seen in recent series like Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Another thing I really liked is seeing how these characters get together. This show takes its time with getting us introduced to the Defenders team. So you have these characters kind of organically getting together, and a great thing about that is it feels in the first few episodes like there are segments of each specific series. Like, oh, it looks like we're watching a Jessica Jones episode. Oh, it looks like we're watching a Daredevil episode, and yada yada yada. It's really cool how they incorporate all of their fundamental personalities and their arcs to kind of all lead to one meeting of everybody. And something I also enjoyed was seeing a lot of the minor characters. A lot of the minor characters are showing up, and even their arcs are getting expanded on. That's what I really liked about this whole season of The Defenders, is that it's not just a group effort as far as moving the arcs along, but each character, Daredevil, Luke Cage, everybody has had their own agenda, and it's actually getting pushed forward to which will eventually be, season 2 of Luke Cage, season 2 of Iron Fist, and all that. So it's really cool seeing like a spawning point for their arcs going into the future. And I really enjoyed this last episode of The Defenders. I feel like it just tied everything together very nicely. Had a great cliffhanger that's gonna, kind of the jumping off point for a season of one of the shows. I won't tell you which. And it was just something that let me know, saying, okay, none of these people are safe. These characters that you've learned to love throughout the multiple years of this whole Marvel Netflix universe, they're not all safe. So it's cool seeing that there's actually risk involved with these characters. That being said, I will mention that the number one thing I didn't like about The Defenders was its villains. And I felt like, first off, we've seen these villains before in other series. Yes, they've been in the other series. I'm not going to mention who it is, but it seems like it's been closely done already. And it just seems like there wasn't a lot of motivations there for the villains. It sucks because the hero side of things is fleshed out so well. Their dynamics, which I forgot to mention. I really love the dynamic of all the Defenders. But as far as the villains, they just didn't really hold a candle to some of the previous villains like Kilgrave or Kingpin. So I just didn't really like that. Also, like their doomsday weapon, if you want to call it, it just wasn't described well enough to really be that much of a menace. And when it was finally solved, the problem, it was like it just didn't really pan out the way I think that the creators really wanted it to be. And one thing I want to note is I did like how we have the divergent storylines, especially in the beginning, how it was going from like Jessica Jones to Luke Cage's storyline. But I feel like it was kind of jagged in a way, maybe at some points. It was like both a benefit and a downfall of the show, where it was like, okay, we're going here, then we're going there, then we're going back to this character, going back to this character. So it was kind of all over the place. So with that being said, I'm going to give The Defenders a score of an 8 out of 10. I was looking forward to this show since the day it was announced, and I was pleasantly surprised. I think they did a heck of a job as far as a crossover is concerned, getting all these characters that we've been learning to love and care about, getting them all in one room. The action scenes between all these characters was absolutely phenomenal, and they took their time getting to these Defenders, and they did a good job building up that rapport, and I just hope we get a season 2 of The Defenders. So that is going to do it for my review of Marvel's The Defenders Season 1, but now it's time for you guys to talk to me about the show. What did you like? What did you not like? Who was your favorite character? Let's talk about it in that comment section below. Also, if you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you guys. I have plenty of content that I update on a frequent basis. The last thing I uploaded was Star Wars Battlefront 2's Starfighter Assault gameplay reaction, so make sure you check that out if you're a fan of Star Wars Battlefront. Also have other Star Wars content such as the comics and the novels, as well as general movie and TV reviews. So that's going to do it for me, Star Raptor. I want to thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye. So, did you like the video? Then make sure you rate it a thumbs up, and if you did that, go over there, hit that Star Raptor head to subscribe to my channel. Doing so will keep you up to speed on all of my latest content. Speaking of which, you can see a couple of my recent uploads down below. I'm also on social media, so what are you waiting for? Let's start nerding out.